so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, because of the year of double-digit equity growth, we have ourselves a housing market bubble. And because of unaffordability, a recession, and a rise in unemployment, that's going to be the catalyst that bursts this housing market bubble and create negative equity growth throughout the nation. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to review a report that Black Knight has put out basically about the housing market and different data they review and basically report on. And we're going to hone in on unaffordability and why right now, quite frankly, people can't afford to purchase a home. Now, the name of this report is called Mortgage Monitor May 2022 Report. And again, guys, this is by Black Knight. I really love Black Knight. Now, usually what I do is review their foreclosure and default data. So we're going to do a little bit different today, and we're going to review the data on unaffordability and just how much houses went up in equity. But remember, you guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing with you my opinions. This is my personal YouTube channel. So for all my effort, for all the videos that I'm putting out, please, guys, like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, comment. Now, even though this is my personal YouTube channel, know that my bio is as a realtor, a loan officer, and educator in real estate. So I love all things real estate. But what we're going to do right now is pull up some data and review it from Black Knight. Let's go. So the first thing I want to do here, guys, is really notate how much houses have gone up in value in just 1 year. So these numbers right here on the right, this is really what we're going to hone in on right here. And this represents annual home growth. Okay, so in just 1 year, look at how much these cities right here have gone up. So starting with number one, just 1 year, Tampa, Florida has gone up 34.6% in equity in just 1 year. So just in a 1 year period, that's a massive housing market bubble just right there. So I really, want you guys to notate that. And if we zoom out in this map, look at some of the places that are overvalued now. Look at Texas. Even my home city of Houston is up 19% year over year, which is way too much. That's way over wage growth, right? And look at Florida, you guys. Florida is completely destroyed. In fact, 3 of the top 10 cities right here, guys, are in Florida. Miami is number 4. I'm sorry, 4 of the top 10 cities are in here are from Florida. Jacksonville, Orlando as well. So 4, 5, and 6, and number 1, all in Florida. That is astonishing. Dallas, Texas at number 8 at 27.8% in annual home growth. That's crazy. And look at number 50, Washington, D.C., still up, almost double digits in 1 year, comparing May 2022 to May 2021. So even the state with the least amount of growth, basically double digit equity growth, guys. Isn't that absolutely astonishing to you? And this is a really cool map. And you guys remember this, okay? Always remember that I will have this referenced in my description. So just click the link if you guys want to review this report as well, because it's going to have a lot more information that I'm just covering today. But I really hope what I have done is painted the picture of just how massive the housing market bubble is and the fact that it was created in less than 2 years. Just though year over year growth is constitution enough for a housing market bubble, but we have 2 back-to-back years like that. So we have a massive housing market bubble. But let's get back to this data right now. Let's go more into unaffordability. Take a look at this. You guys, this is really, really good data here. Now I'm going to zoom in over to these bullet points real quick before we kind of focus in on that chart. Okay, but this is basically, representing how much of median household income is going to paying the mortgage. So let's read this. Today's 36.2% ratio is a result of both rising interest rates and soaring home values, largely driven by historical low inventories. Okay, so this is talking about the national payment to income ratio, not debt to income ratio, payment to income ratio. So let's read this. With 30-year rates hovering close to 6% and home prices up nearly 11% since the start of 2022, affordability is at its worst point since the mid 1980s, when sharp Fed hikes led to a high double-digit mortgage rates that resulted in greater than 50% payment to income ratios. Astonishing. The affordability challenge back then was almost entirely driven by the interest rate environment, while incomes largely kept up with home price growth. As of mid June 2022, it takes 36.2% of the median household income to make the mortgage payment on the average price home purchase, well above the 34.1% post 1980s peak in July 2006. So that's not good. So we are higher than we were in the Great Recession of 2008. Let's continue. The monthly payment and interest payment for the average priced home with a 20% down payment is now over $2,100 for the first time on record. So let me zoom out here, guys. Let me show you this graph, okay? So this graph represents the national payment to income ratio. And that's, again, the median household income compared to the mortgage payment, right? So look at here. Let's look at this first one. Now this now let's, and as you can see down here, it goes to 1975 to 2022. So as you can see here, the Great Recession, the payment to income ratio was 34%, right? Isn't that, so that's a massive amount. Then it went down and then it kind of sustained. And look at this, no time in history has it skyrocketed like this? Has the payment to income skyrocketed? This is a massive skyrocketing of payment to income ratio. And it says, guys, and listen to me carefully, this is the highest it's been since the mid 1980s. So this is more evidence, more writing on the wall that just because we don't have hyper supply like we did in 2008, the exhausted demand is enough to give us the supply that we need, which essentially is going to lead to a housing market crash. The question will be, how long will the crash continue and how long will buying opportunity maintain? And really that depends on how quickly the Federal Reserve flip-flops. Let's go back into this data right now. Okay, guys, so some really good data here as well. Let's start with the bullet points over here. Here's what this says. The combination of record home growth and the largest 6-month rise in 30-year rates in more than 40 years continues to pummel home affordability. From the late 1970s through the turn of the century, the average home price in the US was equal to 3.5 to 3.75 times the median household income. So if your income was $100,000 a year, this means that your house is worth $350,000 to $375,000. That's what that represents. So even in the early 1980s, sharply rising interest rates pushed affordability to its lowest level on record, while home prices as a share of median income though elevated slightly, remained well below 4 times. Easy credit and alternative loan products in the mid-2000s allowed prospective homebuyers to purchase much more house than their incomes could support, pushing price to income ratio all the way to 5.5 times. So 5.5 times. So that is the highest it's been, right? Today, the average home price is up more than 44% in just over 2 years. The average home price is now more than 6 times the median household income, the largest multiple on record since the 1970s. You guys, highest on record, record high unaffordability. This is breaking fundamentals in every single way. And this graph goes to 1975. Okay, so this is to 1975 to present. And again, look at the skyrocketing unaffordability. This isn't going to sustain. This is what's breaking fundamentals. And look at when it skyrocketed here, boom, it dropped. What do you think is going to happen here? It has to drop, you guys. It must drop because it's breaking fundamentals. And again, the fundamentals of equity and home growth is going to need to correlate with wage growth, right? Right now, it's all out of whack. We need to reset the housing market so equity growth once again matches wage growth. And that's why I'm saying, because of that massive bubble that was created in 2 years and the beginning of this year, because of that, we have a massive bubble that's formed. And now with the historical unaffordability, the historical brakes the Federal Reserve is putting on, that's enough to crash the market, topped with recession and increase in unemployment rate, you guys. It's going to be a bad one, I think. Now, again, it depends how long it takes the Federal Reserve to flip flop for us to really know how many buying opportunities there will be. Do you guys agree? Either way, let's go back into this data right now. Okay, guys, so here's the top metro areas as far as payment to income ratio. Now, this is absolutely wicked. And you're going to notice of the top 10 metro areas with the highest payment to income ratio, 6 of them are in California. Look at this, y'all. Number 1 is Los Angeles at 73.3%. That means 73% of the average median income goes to a mortgage payment. And you guys, you see why I'm so worried about foreclosure? This is why I'm saying foreclosure wave is coming. These fundamentals are wacko. This doesn't make sense. Look at another number 2, San Jose. Number 3, San Diego. I have people comment all the time on San Diego. San Diego is going to get rocked. After that, San Francisco, Las Vegas at 54% of your income going towards your payment. Insane. Seattle at 50.5, Riverside, where I grew up, 58.9, Miami's up here, unfortunately, 48.4, Phoenix, Arizona, 47.7, Sacktown at 47.5. Now look at this. Look at number 50. Number 50, St. Louis, 23% median household income going towards the mortgage payment. So it's what? Triple? Number 1 is triple that versus St. Louis, you guys. Isn't that crazy? Now, let me scroll out and look at this map. Okay, look at Texas. This is where I'm keeping my eyes on, this cluster in Texas. So this little area right here is becoming more unaffordable. Look at California. Look at the East Coast. But here's what's super shocking, and I get these comments in my comment section all the time. Look at Florida. Not really the panhandle per se, but look at the entire state of Florida. Florida is like the number 1 state of unaffordable homes. It's super sad, but this is crazy. It will change. That's the good thing about this, you guys, because this is absolutely unsustainable. And again, because of the lack of fundamentals in our housing market, that's why we're going to have that foreclosure surge. But because the foreclosure surge lags behind everything else, I don't think we're going to see a foreclosure surge until 2023. But we will see it because, quite frankly, you cannot afford to be a homeowner right now. Historically, you cannot afford to be a new homeowner right now. Do you see how this is breaking fundamentals, the equity surge? It's not that we're in the situation because the Federal Reserve has skyrocketed the interest rates. The interest rates are still relatively low. The reason is the prices are too high. So watch as negative equity is going to spread through the nation. And I want you guys to double down on your preparation. Allow yourselves to become buyers. If you don't have a primary residence, that should be your only focus right now. So I wish you guys luck on that. I hope you guys are following me. So you guys know that all of the things that I'm telling you and all the opinions that I'm sharing with you, I'm saying because I'm doing them myself. And I cannot wait to buy my primary residence and walk you guys through that and all my strategies and negotiations and my loan and all of that type of stuff. But right now, we have to understand that we need to read the writing on the wall and we need to warn people of the same thing. And we also need to encourage people that now is the time to prepare. It has never been more important than right now to prepare to invest in the real estate market, because we are going to start having the deals of the century as long as you're prepared. Now, you guys, I really appreciate you following along with me on this video. If you're out there investing in real estate, I do wish you luck and I hope you win.